It's that time of the month again, Gemini. I'm Dadhichi with your November 2013 overview, the transits of the planets and what may be happening to you at this time of the year. You know, there's a strong weight of planets in the western part of your horoscope right now, with the important new moon taking place in your zone of workplace activities. It also has a lot to do with your health, your vitality, how you actually tackle your day-to-day activities and your schedule too. So that does seem to be the focus. And when there's a new moon, and particularly now, it's going to take place with your ruling planet Mercury, which is retrograde in this same area. This is an important transition, I think, from the way you've been doing things in your day-to-day life to a new, what I'd call a paradigm shift, really. Now, this can sometimes be problematic because at the same time, and I've mentioned this on several occasions, you do have that rather slow-moving and serious planet Saturn in this zone of the horoscope as well. Mercury, your ruler, was just about to make contact with Saturn, and it's gone into its reverse motion here. So when that happens, some of you are probably aware that this indicates maybe a rethinking of plans, a double take, and maybe just really having to go through and learn a few lessons, basically going over old ground. That very, very slow Neptune dominating the upper part of your horoscope is fortunately in a lovely triangular aspect to the Sun right now. And if we take a look at the influence of that, this rethink can actually help you to achieve some of those long cherished desires that you've had. We see here other aspects associated with the Sun, such as on the 2nd this month, the sextile to Pluto, which shows issues of power, but that could be more a self-empowering of your own mind and your own being, and a determination to get things done. So I like what I'm seeing here this month. Although the 6th house is usually what we call a growing house, an area of the horoscope that sometimes doesn't work out too quickly, it is all pretty positive. We see there too, on the 3rd of November, you've had a sextile from Sun to Mars that's giving you the urge to take action and to do things. So there's no beating around the bush now, although the problem there is the decisiveness of Mercury, your ruler, holding back. That's not going to be forever. Just be patient with that. We see here the transit of Sun to Saturn, and that, of course, is a pretty important factor when it comes to making decisions and taking responsibility. For some of you, you may be landed with a whole lot of new work right now, work that you hadn't have expected, and that may require you to really move into top gear to learn the ropes, so to speak. If some of you have begun a new job, this is a very, very steep learning curve for you, what I call the J curve. So these are the sorts of things that are happening in the first week of the month. But as I'm seeing here, these are going to continue as a pattern for a long time to come, especially when we know that Saturn still has another quite a long period to spend in this area of the zodiac, in this 6th house. It's really only halfway through the sign, and it normally is a 2.5-year cycle. So it's probably another year or so where this planet is going to continue to give its effects, make you more serious about your work, and to really focus on those things that are important to you. I do like the presence of Venus in your marriage sector right now. That's always a welcome aspect. It's been there previously, last month. It continues to stay there for a little bit longer. And here we see your mind is very much prone to a high level of imagination. And you can appreciate the subtleties in your relationships right now. This is due to Mercury in the trine aspect to Neptune. That's an exact aspect on the 10th. We see also, I guess, a harmonic of Neptune. What we call Jupiter is similar in nature to Neptune, and the Sun trining in its transit that planet around the 13th. So these are pretty important dates, along with that stationary Neptune on the 14th. So when we talk about these aspects, Mercury to Neptune and the Sun to Jupiter, we see again the strength of this sixth house. The sixth house having to do with your health, your diet. Also, when Neptune is involved, because it's a pharmaceutical planet, it's important to take note that there could be allergic reactions to different foods, pharmaceuticals, alcohol, and indeed even the environment. Certain aspects of the environment can trigger reactions in the physical, the type of people that you meet with or work with right now. It's very, very important for you to take note of that and to sidestep that if you feel that it's going to be detrimental to you in any way. Later on in the month, we see the second half of the month, the transit of Mars to the Sun. That's a tough one. You could be prone to injury at this time. And we see also that this is problematic by virtue of the fact that Mars is there in the fourth sector of your horoscope. So that's got a bit to do with how happy or sad you feel, and maybe there are things that are obstructing you during this cycle. So you need to be careful not to lash out and to, take inappropriate steps, say the wrong things, etc. Take time to, think through what you're going to say or do with others during this transit. Venus